They all came to me in desperation, and all of them have approached the WDA, E2I, CDC as well, but none can help them. I provided a specialized service, actually unique in Singapore, to jobless Singaporeans. We provide coaching and counseling services to those who are jobless and in transition. Our website has been quoted in BBC, CNA, Reader's Digest, Al Jazeera, among others. But right now, transitioning every day has a readership of close to 2,000 to 3,000 readers. Thank you. All right, thank you. The last 3 years, I've been serving the interests of local Singaporeans, especially those who are unemployed, especially those who are in their 40s. I'm already 49. Especially those who, when they reach your ROD date, ROD date here in Singapore is actually quite young. Right, our employment shelf life is only 40 years. Once you reach 40 and above, you realize that it's difficult to get a job, isn't it? It's very difficult to get a job in Singapore once you reach 40 years old and above. I went through all these struggles. Right, I do all sorts of jobs to survive. Always asking, where's my next contract? I realize that nowadays jobs are short-term. It's all contractual. Right, employers give you 1 year contract. I think Vincent has shared that he's trying to get a permanent job. Vincent is the first speaker over there. But his employer doesn't want to give him a permanent job. He's always on contract. Right, Vincent. I think Vincent is a typical example of someone who is above 40 years old, someone who is on short-term contract, someone who has served national service, someone with a family of 2 whose wife is not working, someone who is a Singaporean. Does Vincent deserve more? I think so. Does Vincent deserve more Singaporeans? Yes, Vincent deserves more. Singaporeans deserve more than what they have right now. I also want to address 3 groups of people here. 3 groups only. The first group is the Malay residents. In Tampines, 27% of the voting population are Malays. I've spoken to many of the Malays friends who are campaigning in Tampines. I realized that they are deeply affected by the lack of opportunities at the workplaces. The Ministry of Manpower said last month that out of 116 jobs created last year, about more than half were taken by foreigners. Is that fair, Singaporeans? Many of my Malay residents that I met in Tampines were replaced by cheaper workers from abroad. Many of my Malay friends in Tampines are in the service and manufacturing industries, industries that foreigners have been brought in by our employers because they are faster, cheaper, and whatever not. In fact, I'm deeply troubled. There are Malay friends have told me many times while we campaign in Tampines, they're finding it tougher to make a living here due to the foreign factor. And many jobs are contractual in nature. If you don't have work security, you don't have job security, you worry for next year, will you get a job when the contract ends? There's also a lack of legislation protecting our middle-aged jobless workers. For example, I know that many who are pregnant have wrote to me. Many of our pregnant women have wrote to me and told me that they are laid off when employers know that they are pregnant. I feel for you. You're actually doing a national service for a country, but because you're pregnant, your employers actually lay you off, and that's a shame actually. Right, that's a shame. Our Malay friends also worried for their future and the future of their children. Will the cost of living be so high that the children will not get married? Will the cost of the housing flats be so great that the children could not afford a HDB flat then? These are the concerns that I hear from my Malay friends here. As breadwinners, my Malay friends, you feel bad if you could not provide for a family. The next group of people that I want to speak to is a savage generation. In Tampines, at least 31% of you belongs to this savage generation. People who belong to the Gen X category, age above 35 to 50 over years old. And of course, baby boomer generation like myself. But during the past decade, with better education and work opportunities, many Singaporeans actually move out from a lower income to the middle income category. Nevertheless, having to care for young children as aging parents, you feel stressed. Right, our middle income is about $4,000 per family, but it's still not enough because they are so-called forced to take care of their parents who are aging, and also forced to take care of their children who are very young. There's hardly any support from the government. You also fear the day that you're out of job. Right, baby boomers and Generation X people. As Vision has shared, when it's only breadwinner and is worried that he's out of job. Be more educated, you're also worried about how policies are passed down in Parliament, about how things are passed through without much debate. But rest assured, my friends in Tampines, I'll fight for your rights in Parliament if you voted us into Parliament. People ask me about the chance of us winning Tampines GRC. We are quietly confident. I would say, but 50-50. We are quietly confident that we can win Tampines GRC. We also have a sixth campaigner. Sixth campaigner is Mahabharatan. But with his lousy housing policies, he's our sixth campaigner in Singapore. Most of our welfare programs in Singapore also get towards the very poor. For example, we have the kindergarten financial assistance scheme. For those who could not afford the fees to place a child in kindergarten. Nevertheless, you need to earn less than 1,008 a month for the whole family. So I realize it's difficult to get into Singapore welfare. Right, it's difficult to get very difficult to get the money you need to earn below 1,008. The last category, sorry, time is running out. I want to address the concerns of the divorce community. 1 in 3 marriages broke up in Singapore. I actually have a friend here, Mr. Eddie. Eddie, can you raise your hand? He's the one raising the flag. Eddie is recently divorced, and he has to actually give all his proceeds of the housing flat that they have to sell to the wife and the 3 kids in lieu of maintenance. And Eddie right now just turned jobless. And Eddie actually have to stay in a rental flat provided by the government. And with that, he also has to fight for his rights. Right. So Mr. Eddie is someone whom I want to help when you voted us into Parliament. I want to address the issue of parental alienation, whereby children are denied access to the parents, especially the dads, because of maintenance issue. But Tampines residents, the time has come for you to vote in 3 days' time. Vote wisely. Think of the past 5 years. Have you suffered enough, Tampines residents? Would you want to have some changes, Tampines residents? Would you want to vote the 5 of us into Parliament, Tampines residents? So you know what to do on the 7th of May. I'm Gilbert Goh, and I'll look into the interests of you, Tampines residents. Good night and thank you.